Sup. My name is Rui for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council, and today on Coffee Time we are talking about how Premium Gold will affect the April 1st, 2015 ban list, and everything we think that's coming in and everything we know that's coming in. This is pretty much the Premium Gold roundup. So sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy this. It starts now. Okay, guys, this comes out in exactly 11 days is the initial release. We'll probably have it a little bit beforehand, like always. Not sound like an ass. So there are 91 cards in the set, 22 which are reprints of Gold Series from previous Gold sets, 48 cards being printed as Gold Rares for the first time. So that's 48 cards that are getting reprinted that were not in Gold Series previously. That is 22 that were, and 21 that are basically from this set here, which is Premium Pack 17. So we pretty much know this entire set here is in that set there. So these 20 cards will be making their appearance here. I think the extra, I'm not sure what the extra one is, but I know that the 20 of them will be here in Gold Series, so you do not have to worry about that. Now, the 48 cards making their print for the first time is what's mainly going to push the April, as I was saying. So everything that we know, we don't know is pretty much going to push this set to sell, number one. And number two, it's going to basically be, affecting the April 1st list. So this way, even after the 20th, around the same time we're going to have the ban list, so they're going to want to push it. So that's going to be the push that they're going to use here. So we know one of those is Lava Lol Chain, another is Raigeki, and another is Preparation Rites. And then we have the 5 Exodia pieces, which I don't believe they were Gold Series cards. I know, wait, they were Gold Series. Exodia was. Starlight Road, 101, Preparation Rice, and Crush Card Virus. I think without a doubt we're going to see something similar to what Japan had. I'm going to quickly go into this. This was Japan's list from January. I think we're going to see some of this. Not all of it. I think we're going to see some of it starting to make its way into the TCG. Basically, we'll see some of these things. The big one I think we'll see is definitely Crush Card Virus, because it's been confirmed for Gold Series. We know pretty much without a doubt that Ring of Destruction, Exchange of Spirit, Temple of the King, Sinister Serpent, and even Chaos Emperor Dragon all have a high chance of being in here. Now, they all got erratas in Japan, and they have been doing crap out there. Crush Card is still extremely powerful, don't get me wrong, but everything else is not that powerful anymore with the erratas. So they are okay to come off the list at one apiece, and this allows Konami to push Premium Gold as a bigger set post, the launch, the 2-week initial things. They want those sales. They want you to get excited for the new format. We need that shakeup. This could be the shakeup that we've talked about for so long. The one thing I don't want to touch upon until probably next week when we start doing the ban list stuff is Harpy's Feather Duster. The reason it is the Heavy Storm is no longer legal in OCG is because of Cleforts. They would blow up their pendulums, and then they would just, do it again, and then you get another search. You get where I'm going with that. So that was one of the things that said, oh, fuck, Heavy Storm's kind of broke when it comes to pendulums. Harpy's Feather Duster, okay, we need back row hate in OCG land, so we're just going to give you Harpy's Feather Duster. I actually played against it. It's not bad. Now, the one thing that I think we're going to get some kind of back row hate, whether it be Heavy, whether it be Harpy's Feather Duster, is because Starlight Road's here. Now, some of you can argue, well, Starlight Road's just, super popular. It's a Stardust card, and it's pretty good as tech. Huge Revolution's over is 10 times better, just saying. Starlight Road is one of those things that you're probably just going, well, you know what, Ryu? It makes sense for being there because Dark Hole and Raigeki. But I'm looking at the future. That is a possibility. So this way they could say, hey, look at our article. Fucking Starlight Road stops Heavy Storm or stops Harpy's Feather Duster. And you want that, right? Yeah, I kind of do. I'm not saying that they're going to do it. I'm saying it's a possibility. And there's an indicator for it. But that's going to be totally another thing. Going back to this real quick, Prepper Rights has been reprinted so ridiculously much that it's irrelevant if they even hit it. Even if that gets put on the ban list, it's not going to hurt the sales. The one thing I want to say is Insector Hornet coming to 2 is a possibility because, again, Gold Series has, 22 cards that have never been printed as gold for the first time. I'm just trying to get my facts straight, the exact number. 48 for the first time. 48 cards for the first fucking time. Now, that's not including the premium 17 stuff that we're getting. That's Raigeki, that's Lava Lolchain, that's Prepper Rights, that's freaking 101. That's, just everything else that they're going to give us. So, we could sit here and say, okay, you know what, make a pretty decent reprint for people who would want it because, excuse me, I was saying before I cut off, you know what, make a great reprint? E-Telly, we have Summoner's Art for Ignites that are coming up, Ignites, the Burning Warrior archetype that we talked about, I think, last Tuesday. I talked about it briefly. These would make great things to include now, so this way you could just be like, here, this is for that coming up in the set after the next set. Maybe I'm thinking a little bit too ahead, but you get the point. Arknight Magician's another great one. There's like 30,000 cards that they could reprint and just say, you know what, here you go, have everything. That Gusto Emerald would be nice as a whole Gold Series thing. I know many of you are super excited for Lava Lolchain. So, there's a lot of like, okay, what the fuck can we put in here? Chaos Emperor Dragon, let's put it in. Let's fucking bring it off the ban list and let's make it fucking sell. I don't believe Glow Up Bulb has ever been printed in Gold Series. That Zachi has potential to fit in here. I know pretty much. I mentioned Crush, I mentioned Chaos, I mentioned everything off the Japan list and the possibility of whether it be Harpy's Feather Duster or whether it be, Heavy Storm or whatever maybe even Cold Wave, whatever the hell it is. We need that shake-up of the game. And many of you, I'm just going to quickly touch upon this, and I'll go back to it next week. Many of you will care or disagree with me, but the numbers are always proven on that standpoint that when we have a format that has more back row, hey, the attendance at YCS and regionals and everything else goes up. So you could hate it till your face turns blue. It's just the truth. Those numbers don't lie. And we need that shake-up. The game's been kind of fucking stale. Rescue Rabbit could be in here for the sheer fact they could put him at 2 for Ignites. Promote it a little bit more. I know Dino Rabbit would come back. I really hate Dino Rabbit, but, it is what it is. Just one of those things. There's a lot of possibilities for things to fit in here. Castell, as I was saying again before I got cut off, fucking thing. There's Exiton Knight that would fit in here pretty damn well. There's Dark Hole would also fit in with Raigeki, Torrential Tribute, things of that sort. They make nice reprints. You know what would make a nice, great reprint that we have use for? We could actually need it. I know some people are going to hate me. The Nurse for Nurseburn. That card hasn't gotten reprinted in ages. It would make such a great fit here. Why not print thing? Pretty much for the Gold Series stuff that's getting reprinted, we know it's the Exodia stuff. We know there's a possibility of like Gale and Bora and Shura and pretty much every Blackwing because you have all the Blackwing stuff. So it just kind of makes sense. So what's Konami going to logically do here when it comes to the ban list? They're going to want to push everything, right? Okay, let's push Blackwings up. Well, we can't really push Blackwings up, but you get the fucking point. Blackwings are still great. But let's push what we're going to have in here. Also remember back that I don't know if it was I think it was the last one. Light Pulsar was in the set, so I doubt we're going to see it here. I was going to say we would see it, but I doubt it. M7 would make a nice reprint, especially with Heretics going to take a stand and actually be a thing. Hell, throw in the Dragon Rulers. They would look nice, in Gold Series. I mean, I'm going to ask each and every one of you to take a second here. There's 91 slots. 91 slots. What do you want to see in Gold Series? What would you want reprinted the most? And if I'm going up and down is bothering you, just completely ignore it or just look away and just listen to the video. Now, there is also something else that I'm going to get fucking flamed for. Stratos is perfectly fine to come back. That's been proven again and again and again, regardless of what people are going to say. But I think that here would be a good time if they're going to put him in Gold Series. It's an indicator that he's coming back. I'm not saying that he's going to come back. I'm not saying he needs to come back. I couldn't care less if he comes back or not. I'm not going to play Stratos before I play Shadow Mist because Shadow Mist is a better play. I'm just making a point that, hey, Konami likes money. They want to fucking sell everything under the sun. They want that shake-up. Stratos, Crush, Chaos Amp, Sinister Serpent, Temple of the Kings. That's a good fucking shake-up already. Now, if you throw with some other things, my personal choices and whatnot. We're going to talk about that next week because I don't want to get into it this week because I'll be spending about a good half hour on that alone. But look at the OCG list and everything that it changed that we do not have here. Now, we know for a fact that Infernoids are going to be getting the push. We know for a fact that we don't have Nebula Disc until we get to the Superstar set. But there's a lot here that we could say, okay, you know what, Card Trooper would make a nice print, and you put it at 3, it makes sense. That's going to push, everything. Ring of Destruction, okay, let's throw in Ring of Defense just for shits and giggles. It could be that one bad super rare you pull that you really don't care about for the sheer fact that no one's ever going to really use it. But hey, collectors kind of thing. You just throw it in there. I mean, if Dragoons went to 2, I'd be happy as hell, in all seriousness. But I don't see a reason why they would push it to 2, unless it's going to be here, and it doesn't make sense until we get to the set after Crossover Souls, which I think is going to be another whole freaking format, so there's plenty of time for that, to get printed and included there or whatever the case would be. I'm trying to think from a Konami standpoint, how can you make so much money? Mathematician would make a great print here, because it's something that it's still $15. The set's out of print. Fire and Ice Hand would make a nice print here. Yeah, they're not the greatest cards, but they're, for the people who didn't pick them up like myself, they're great to have. Vanity's Emptiness, even though it's already been reprinted so fucking much to the point that you can now get them for cheap. Hey, why not? It's Gold Series. Reprint everything that's good. Let's get it out there a little bit more. Something that, people have been talking about, maybe Anti-Spell Fragrance. Just for the, this hasn't been reprinted in so long, we're going to errata it for whatever reason, change the text up to, the text that the game is currently using and have it in there for that reason. MST has a good shot at being in here just for the sheer fact it was in 2 Gold Series. I think it was Gold Series 2 or 3. No, I'm sorry. Gold Series 3. I definitely remember it. Gold Series 3 and Gold Series 5. Gold Series 5, it was the Ghost Rare. I was just going to say a Haunted Rare. What the fuck is a Haunted Rare? But in Gold Series 2 is a Gold Rare, so possibility of being in here. Also reprints from older Gold Series, possibility of some GB stuff. If Bestiary was to come back to 3, now's the fucking time to start reprinting it. Go Konami, go. Now you have a reason to fucking take him off the list because he does not deserve to be there. And you have plenty of fucking reason to make an excuse that you're making profit. There you go. Everyone wins. Everyone wins. Just a bit. And GPs wouldn't, let's be honest right now. GPs would not do shit if Bestiary went to 5. I'm sorry. I love the deck, but it's just too slow right now to compete with meta. And it's not going to go out there and say, hey, I just became tier 1. You know what would also make a great reprint from some stuff that's coming out now? It's on top of my head. It's something that has never gotten reprinted, or at least hasn't gotten printed in a long while. It's Super Vice. I know many of you are like jumping up and down for joy just from the sheer fact I said Super Vice, but it's the truth. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here so this way I can actually get it out on time. Let me know what you guys want to see in Gold Series. Next week is our Banlist discussion. So during that video, I'm going to ask each and every one of you to post what you think will happen on the Banlist. And then the following week, we're going to talk about what you guys think, like we did last format and everything like that. Now, if I still sound hoarse, that's because my voice is still exhausted. But I think every single one of you, I'm going to keep pumping out videos as much as I can. Hopefully my voice isn't too bad. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.